Let's try this again, folks. Good Wednesday morning, everybody. I hope everybody's doing quite well on this Wednesday. And unfortunately, we have yet another tropical system in the Gulf, and this is going to be the 27th named storm right now. And it is going to be the fifth system to impact Louisiana a little bit later on today. So our thoughts and prayers go out to everybody that's going to be affected by this system. But the reason I wanted to jump on here is because we are going to have a significant wind damage potential here across central and west Alabama. This afternoon, I should say this afternoon should be fine other than a little bit of rain. But as we get into the, late night and early morning hours tomorrow, this system is really going to impact our local area. Now, as you can see, Hurricane Zeta currently has winds of 90 miles per hour. It is supposed to make landfall later on today near the Grand Isle to Huma, Louisiana area. And then from that point up to a point here near the Hattiesburg, Laurel, Ellisville area. And then by 1 a.m. on Thursday, as you can see, the center of circulation is supposed to be sitting right over the Tuscaloosa and Birmingham areas. Basically, this system is going to track up I-59 and then 2059 and basically run from Hattiesburg all the way up to Tuscaloosa. And for that, the National Weather Service has gone on ahead and issued a tropical storm watch, which I do believe will be upgraded to a warning later today from 7 p.m. tonight through 6 a.m. tomorrow. And let me go on ahead and tell you the reason why. It is because of this. Now, the highest expected wind gust in miles per hour, as you can see, Tuscaloosa is at 45, but as you go just further to the south of Tuscaloosa, Moundville, Utah, Forkland, Greensboro, York, Cuba, Livingston, Selma. Now you're getting into the 58 to 60 mile per hour range. And then as you go further off to the south, basically places like Thomasville, Grove Hill, Jackson, you guys could see upwards of 70 mile per hour winds. So this is going to be a significant wind damage threat. Basically, for Tuscaloosa, it is going to be from about, I would say, 11 p.m. through 3 a.m. is when we're going to have the most significant winds here in the greater Tuscaloosa area. And if you're the further south you are, the worse the winds are going to be tonight. So I would expect and prepare for a couple of trees coming down, a couple of power outages, and of course, they could last 1 to 2 days. The power outages could. So going ahead and have all of your devices charged and have a plan just in case a tree was to fall on your home, or if you were able to lose power. Unfortunately, just have a plan ready to go. Another big issue that we're going to have to talk about today and tonight is going to be the flooding issue. And a flash flood watch has been issued counties there in green. That does include Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, Gadsden, Anniston, and this goes until 10 a.m. on Thursday morning for the potential of 1 to 4 inches of rain. Now, as you can see, Demopolis, Clinton, Selma, Alexander City, Anniston, Gadsden, 2 to 3 inches of rain, and then right here in Tuscaloosa, 1.5 to 2. But that could be a lot higher amounts here with the potential rainfall through Thursday here in central Alabama. Now, if you guys live over here in Mississippi, basically, if you are along and west and northwest of a line from Brookhaven to McGee to Philadelphia to Columbus, you guys have absolutely nothing to worry about. This is basically going to be for the far southeastern half of Mississippi, and this includes Hattiesburg, Laurel, and Meridian. You guys could see anywhere from 40 to 60 mile per hour wind gusts. Down trees and power lines are likely, and power outages, unfortunately, lasting several days due to tropical storm Zeta by the time it gets up in this area right here. Now, if you are in the yellow shade, basically just off to the northwest of that, you can see 30 to 40 mile per hour winds with scattered down trees and power lines. Now, the flash flooding threat is still going to be an issue for the Pine Belt area, basically from Hattiesburg, Laurel, and Meridian, basically up 59. And points off the south and to the east, you could see 2 to 4 inches of rain with isolated amounts up to 6. So this is a very serious situation, but the majority of the impacts will be happening over here in the Alabama vicinity. Now, if you are down here in New Orleans, closer to the coast, where you're going to take a direct impact from Zeta, which could ultimately become a Category 2 hurricane later today. Strong to damaging winds are expected starting this afternoon through this evening. Power outages and damage to trees and power lines are expected, and some damage to structures, especially near Zeta's track. Now, storm surge, the Mississippi coastline, basically for Gulfport, Biloxi, Ocean Springs, places like Waveland, Mississippi, 6 to 9 feet, basically from Fort Shown to the Pearl River is going to be 5 to 7, and then less and less as you continue to go on around off to the west. Now, heavy rain and flooding, this does include the New Orleans area. Flash flooding will still be possible with any setup, resulting in a prolonged period of heavy rain over any given area. Current forecast rainfall amounts of 2 to 4 inches with locally higher amounts to the east of the track. And then, of course, you have to worry about the short-lived and fast-moving tornadoes that are impossible embedded within Zeta's outer bands, primarily to the north and east, and to the east of where the center actually makes landfall. So that is the situation down here towards Mobile. As you can see, for a good swath of basically from Hattiesburg all the way over to, I would say, Robertsdale, Foley, Mobile, Dauphin Island, places like that. You can see a good swath of winds of 58 to 73 miles per hour. You go down here closer to the coast of Mississippi, but basically, Waveland, Mississippi, Biloxi and Gulfport, you guys could see anywhere from 74 to 110 miles per hour down there along the coast of Mississippi, and then it gets worse as you head on down towards the greater New Orleans area and the coast of Louisiana. So here's the potential for South Alabama and for southeast Mississippi. Numerous down trees and power lines across much of the area. Widespread power outages across far southeast Mississippi. Scattered to numerous power outages across interior, southeast Alabama, and southwest Alabama. And then the wind threat will extend well inland due to the fast forward motion of Hurricane Zeta. So this is going to be a long and widespread area of wind damage from, unfortunately, this system right here. So let me take you back over here to the radar. Yep, we just had an update to a tropical storm warning. So that's going to be problematic. Let me take you over here. Give me just a second. I apologize for the screen like that. Just a second. All right. And here is the current radar. Of course, we have a lot of heavy, very, very, very heavy rain heading through Louisville, Ackerman, Starkville, Mississippi, just to the north of Philadelphia. We have also some light rain about to begin in Tuscaloosa, and then some moderate rain down here about to move into Tuscaloosa a little bit later on, closer to the lunchtime area. Lunchtime hour, I should say, towards the Butler, Linden, Thomasville area. So that's what's going on right now. We have a lot of band of heavy rain. Now this up here, Russellville, Florence, Fairview, and Bethel, that came through in the overnight pre-dawn hours and dumped a lot of good rain across Tuscaloosa. Now let me take you down here and kind of show you from New Orleans radar. We can actually start to see the outer bands of Zeta as they come on in. And let me go ahead and circle. There is the center of circulation. There is Huma, Louisiana. Here is Buras, and here is New Orleans. So let me put this in motion for you. And as you can see, we can already see this system on the radar. So it's going to be really close to making landfall, I would say around 3 to 4 this afternoon. And this system is really racing on off to the north and to the east at around 17 miles per hour. It may pick up in speed and hit going at 22 miles per hour. So that is the reason that we're worried about the wind damage so far inland with this system. So we're going to have to watch. Basically, and I apologize, my radar just closed on me. Give me just a second, I apologize. Let me load this back up. Don't you just love it when... Let me make sure you guys can see this. You can't? No, you can. So basically, let me go ahead and show you that this area right here needs to be watched on today for the potential of tornadoes as this system continues to push on off like this. So basically, if you're down here towards Macomb, Hattiesburg, Gulfport, New Orleans, Mobile, Foley, you guys are going to have deteriorating weather conditions through the rest of the day. And then tonight is supposed to get really bad further inland. So if you're here in Hattiesburg, for my friends in the Pine Belt area, you guys really need to, start securing things outside, because I would say by 3 or 4 o'clock, the weather conditions are really going to start deteriorating, basically from anybody from Huma, Louisiana up to New Orleans to, Pearl River, Slidell, Louisiana. And then basically this system is going to take a track to up the I-2059 corridor, go through Purvis, Hattiesburg, Laurel, Meridian, and then wants to cut across York, Utah, Moundville, Tuscaloosa, and then keep going on up. So this is going to be a significant wind damage potential for the possibility of damaging winds for the remainder of the day and into tomorrow, and especially tonight. So do not be surprised if you're awakened in the middle of the night due to the severity of the winds. And basically, I'm going to draw for you here on the radar where I think the heaviest winds are going to be. Basically, I think that the heaviest winds are going to be in this area right here. If you are further off to the northwest and to the west, I think you're going to be okay. But I think, if you're Tuscaloosa, Mountville, Utah, Brent, Marion, Selma, Montgomery, Birmingham, Hoover, Calera, Jemison, Clanton, Sylacauga, Alexander City, you guys are going to see the majority of the heavy damaging winds. And I would also say places like Forkland, Demopolis, and Linden, these places down here could see winds in excess of 65, closer to the 70 and 75 mile per hour winds later tonight. So this does move in later on tonight, probably around 11 p.m. all the way through 3 a.m. So this is going to be a long night, but I will be here watching things for you. And if we have any tornado warnings throughout the afternoon or in the overnight hours, I will be right back here on social media to let you guys know. Otherwise, I will do another video update this afternoon around 4 or 5 o'clock, depending on how close this system actually gets to Grand Isle and Huma, Louisiana, places like that, and then especially throughout the night to kind of give you guys the process and the progression of this dangerous hurricane Zeta. So I hope everybody has a wonderful rest of your day, and I will be checking in periodically with up. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And as always, God bless.